I don't know at all what you mean by collude or confess, but let's unpack that for a minute. I would start off simply by saying, who cares? You have a duly elected county prosecutor who is bringing an absolutely massive RICO case against 19 defendants. And a lot of that evidence is going to overlap with the work that the January 6th committee is doing, which is not a court of law. It's not a criminal court. It doesn't have prosecutorial abilities. It's just a congressional committee. And given that their dual investigations are going to cover a lot of the same ground, why would it be in any way improper for Fani Willis and the J6 committee to communicate with each other? It wouldn't violate any laws. I'm at a loss. I mean, I've been an attorney for 25 years, and I don't understand what type of violation or something you think that would be. It's like you're saying prosecutors aren't allowed to go gather evidence against people they're prosecuting. If you could flesh that out a little bit for me, I would very much appreciate it. I think it would essentially constitute a certain degree of malpractice on Fani Willis's part if she didn't talk to everybody she could find who did or could have evidence that would be relevant to the case that she was bringing against Donald Trump and his 18 co-defendants, 4 of whom pleaded guilty. I'm trying to understand. Collude. You guys love that word, collude. Confessed. Again, it's like I would expect her to have been in contact with Jack Smith and his team. I would have expected her to be in contact with the January 6th committee, because all of those things overlap with one another. They're all covering the same set of events. One in the federal criminal courts, one in a state criminal court, and one in a congressional hearing. All of their fact patterns are overlapping with each other. So I would presume that if Fani Willis had discovered evidence that the January 6th committee didn't have, or that Jack Smith didn't have, that she would have provided that evidence to them, or at least informed them of that evidence, and vice versa with all of those. I'm struggling to understand why you think that's wrong or bad, or that it's anything to confess to as opposed to just discuss. So let me know in the comments. Thanks.